there's no one else here. So we're going to do this a bit like a YouTube video, I guess. And I'm going to turn that off because hearing myself is really annoying. Yeah, this was a bit of an experiment and a bit of a gamble, I guess, because I could have streamed this on YouTube where I have a bigger audience, but I thought I'd do it here. And if anyone turns up, then we'll check things sound good and all that kind of stuff. This is experimental branch 1.1 of Timberborn. We are on the Grand Rifts map on hard mode with the Iron Teeth. And I realized when I was looking around this map that I have actually played this before, which was not my intention. But it also looks like the map's had a bit of an update. So anyway, hey Pete, how you doing? There is someone here. You can let me know how things sound, which is a good thing. I'll put my headphones back in. Right. We need lumberjacks, I guess. Let's do that. We're going to need to gather a flag. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, if I'd wanted more people to watch, I should have done this on YouTube, but there's kind of an ulterior motive of doing it on here that the creators of the game have something a bit like Giant's Partner Program. I don't think it has kind of the rewards that the Giant's Partner Program has, but it's easier to get as a Twitch streamer than a YouTube content creator. So yeah, that was my reasoning for doing it. I'm actually going to move this path over one because we also need water pumping. And I'm going to stick that here. So let's do 2 of those. And we're going to quite quickly want to get a farm in as well. There, maybe. Something like that. This is kind of a weird map, actually. Let's have a little look around. So we have a load of water sources at this end of the map, and like this kind of big river system with bad water sources dotted around the map somewhat sporadically. So we've got one here, one here, one here. I think there's maybe another one here, and one up here. And then everything flows off the map towards the end as ultimately a kind of brackish mix. And so you can, I've had a bit of a look, and if we block here, we can kind of hold some water for irrigation, which is good. We will need to remove a natural dam here to do that. And then basically all of this sits in a kind of little one deep layer. So it will hold some amount of irrigation. There are also some natural dams here, so kind of cool. There is an unstable core here, which is basically just going to make a hole. There's an unstable core here. I don't know when it's going to go off. And this is very sneaky because it's basically going to force a bunch of our water to drain off of the map. So that's one we will need to pay attention to. There are some resources scattered around the map. So there's some scrap metal, some explosives, some food, some water, some gears, that kind of thing. There's a bridge we can sort of make use of here relatively easily. This island has quite a lot of berries and trees and stuff on it. Quite good to expand into. And the same over here. And there's water over here as well. So yeah, just going to kind of start progressing. Oh, okay, thank you, Pete. I will, actually, let's just quickly go deal with that. One moment, folks. In fact, we can even do that. Look at that, very fancy. Just go deal with the spam. Discord spam's got really bad lately, actually. There is a trick you can do to deal with it, which I was actually looking at setting up, which I saw on another Discord that someone's done. There's basically an automated way to catch it. All right, let's get rid of you. I never remember the right way to do this. Bosh. That one. Sorry, folks. Ban. Spam. Ban. And Bosh. Awesome. And that should be dealt with. Right. And we should be back. Right, yeah, I noticed it on Dead Stick, that flying game that I played. They've got a channel that basically says, don't post in here, because if you do, you will get banned. And it's used for that kind of spam. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Right, let's try and pay attention, shall we, folks? Right, ready to collect. Greater than or equal to 1. Resume, save, and output less than 10. Save, script. Control C, Control V, save, discard, close, duplicate, no, invert script. If we do say 15, and then we can put another one of those in as well. That would be good. Yep. It's kind of weird having been playing the Frosty Whiskers and then I've been playing a little bit of the White Paws, which is even more insane in how you need to do stuff. And almost the simplicity of going back to normal Timberborn. It's kind of weird. Right, so you're full, so you're being done. So let's throw another one in. There's not that many of them, but you know, we might as well. Let's get one over here as well. We want to get the farm going soon. I really want to get an inventor because we need to get through the scrap metal because there's then science and berries and stuff, which is all useful things. We will ultimately want to get rid of that as well. Yeah. Let's see how we get on with all of that. So that can pump all of the water out there, which is cool. We've still got some spare beavers, so let's get a couple more builders going. Let's get some more lumberjacks going. You and... I won't worry about automating those just yet. And that should be the next priority. And plant crops, coal rubbies. And basically as many of those as we can. Ready to collect. Greater than or equal to 1. Resume, save, create rule. Ready to plant. Greater equal to 1. Save, script. Or Control C, Control V, save, discard, close, duplicate, not double duplicate, invert, close, save and close. I'm guessing that's from her being ill, but I would happily send some of my excess over. Yeah, there's far too much of it at the moment. It's finally started reducing. Not fast enough. Nowhere near fast enough. So the hot weather has not helped because I have not felt like exercising lately at all. Right, let's output water greater than, let's go 13. Pause, save, duplicate, invert, script, and we'll just do 12. We'll keep them very full. But that will help free up some resources to do some stuff. And farmers go, and farming is going to be a high priority. Water is going to be a high priority job as well. And then I think the next thing we want to do is get going some science, but let's extend our path network a little bit. Put in a couple of those. Super low priority workplaces. Let's start the process of getting some breeding pods going as well. Let's put 3 of those in. Awesome, we got rid of that. So we need, no, we can just go straight off the bottom there. So, and here, and we want dams. And we're going to want something better than this in the long term, but in the short term, that will at least help a little bit. So, and I think I have, yeah. I really hate how Timberborn does that. The whole constant day thing. Yeah, I guess she doesn't want to put weight on too quickly either, because, you know, you want it to be healthy weight rather than just sitting eating endless tubs of ice cream. That would probably not be good for her. So, you know, as much as it'd be fun, you actually want to gain reasonably healthy weight when recovering from stuff. Right, now we've got that sorted. Going to be back into the automation, unfortunately, folks. District stock water, 1 save. District capacity water, 1 save. And we also want season equals temperate, save. So script. Less than Bosch times 0.8 and season equals temperate, save, discard, get rid of you, duplicate, invert, script, 0.95, save and close. Hey, you know, storage is being emptied on a priority basis. What the heck did I? Resume. One save. Script. Control C. Control V. Save. Guard. Constructor. Pause. Save. Script. Control C. Control V. Save. Discard. Close. Never done that one before. Copy. Bosh. Yeah, that should sort it. And I think we're going to ban people who talk about eating ice cream. All right, let's prioritize getting those built. Actually, no, we probably want to get those built first. So let's prioritize those first. Small water storage would be a good idea. We've got food. They've got all the berries picked. Yep. That makes sense. Let's come in here and output logs. Greater. Let's go 18. Pause. Save. Duplicate. Invert. Script. And let's go 10. Save and close. Copy. Bosh. And that'll free up some more beavers as well, which is all good. So possibly let's get another one in down here. No, wrong button. That button. And let's get some more builders going, seeing as we can now. I think we're looking at 6 days for the first drought. Possibly, maybe more, actually, maybe more. So, it's just berries and water. The Frosty Whiskers has got me really confused on things. In terms of like what we need for everything. Because they just demand so much random stuff. Right, lots of building going on. Good. Let's mark all of those as well. Power's going to be a bit tricky for a little while. So probably we are looking at this guy. Let's go here. And we are going to want a lumber mill soon. So that guy. That's kind of the priority. So and we're going to want storage for food, and I know we're going to want housing soon. And I'm generally not one to ignore housing. Kind of like the idea of trying to run a path around here eventually, so we get a square of path. Global company was, I remember when I started looking at that in 19 and being very confused because it added so much to FS19 compared to the base game. Did BGAs even use that? Or could use that? Right, we've got 2 of those in, 2 more to go, and that means we'll have some amount of hydration at least. Howdy, Bill. How you doing? It's hot. It's not stupidly hot, but it's hot. 2 more spare beavers. I'm going to bring them, the lumberjacks, over here temporarily. We focus on clearing those trees. That'll be good. And we might as well run at triple speed, I guess, for a bit. Try and get more stuff done. More water tanks feels like a good idea very soon. They can get through those. I did not realise that. We may as well demolish that then. Yeah. Didn't realise we could just go straight through that. So, it's probably sub 30 in here. It's probably sub 30 in here at the moment. Right, it's 200 science. What do we want science for? We want science for, I think the first thing we want to do is get a forester going. Yeah, we can put power through the forester. So I'm going to go there. That'll be fine. Good stuff. We're getting those built. That's cool. So I think probably housing next. Awesome. Connect you up. Just need to connect that one up, which is about 15 days away, which is a bit annoying. But you not have... No, guess not. None of them have. Ready to collect. One save script. And Control C, Control V, save. Control C script. Or Control V less than 1, save, discard, close, save. Oh, I've done a done, haven't I? Yeah. Resume. 1, save, script. Control C. I've done a complete done. In that case, let's get rid of you, duplicate, invert, script, 10, save and close. 18 sounds nice. Got to 32, I think, the other day in the spare room. That was stupid. Yeah, couldn't cope with that. Right, I'm going to run another path. I find it quite funny that I know we Brits love to whinge about the weather an awful lot, but the way our houses are not set up for hot weather, none of our buildings are set up for hot weather. People just don't get how hot it will be for in certain countries, relatively not hot temperature. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but also funny. As we get our first drought approaching, but we have food, we have water. Going to encourage them to build those water tanks kind of prompt. Right, you can be paused for now, and you can be paused for now. We do need more planks. And I think in this scenario, I'm now going to get rid of those. We'll go down to 2 there. And I think if we put 1 in there and 1 in there, we can get some planks going. And then we want to put down some trees, and I am going to put in a bit of a mix just because I'm worried. Oh, we've got the succulents as well, haven't we? Because this is 1.0. I'm a bit worried about how quickly they are going to grow. I wouldn't want to be a tradie at the moment. I haven't. So most of the changes with 1.1 are relatively small and are additions of new stuff, which I haven't really looked at too much, to be honest. So I pause. We've got not even sure where all of them are. So I'll probably frustrate people that really know. The gate was part of automation. So housing, no. We've got the compact mechanical pump, which is new. And then I think a lot of it is in well-being stuff. So science, no. Automation, I don't think there's anything there. So there is a massager, which I think is kind of brutal looking. The dance pit these guys get. And then there is another monument. So, and there's also a airlock to get through. It's like a waterproof levee, which is a bit like the one that I'm using on the Atlantis series. So, yeah. Right, we've got all the water storage built, so we can get that filled up. Let's get some housing built. And I'm going to put that. I'm tempted to put in some more pathing. Actually, no, let's put the housing here. Do that. That would be good. And maybe we do another set, like back to back, like that. And then run paths around there, like that. I kind of like that. Awesome, you're in. So that's good. We do kind of need more beavers now. But we can get rid of you, probably. That'll be okay. We can probably pause you for a moment. And we probably don't need 4 of you. So that'll be okay. And let's put in, I'm also going to put in some birch trees. Just for kind of quick lumber as well. Yeah, I've not really looked at the compact water pump particularly. It's still 700 HP, so I assume it flows the same amount of water. I think it's just smaller. So there's our first drought. The other thing we could look at doing is getting across here. So that gives us access to more stuff while we're not building particularly much. And seeing as we've got some spare labour out, let's get that going. Let's put in a storage for planks. we'll come across here as lots of stuff dries up. So let's have a look at where all of our water has gone. I think it's just dropped significantly. Yeah. And that's the kind of sucky thing about this map. So in a way, we actually want a dam here because we can get bad water coming back. And what we really want is to levy things up. We will levy up eventually. Yes, the jokes don't get any better, don't worry. But yeah, we do need to be careful about the contamination coming in there, I guess. So... but we can't really... we can grow a tiny bit still, but we've actually got a reasonable... we've got 27 food. Not a lot of food, actually. Did we just not get it grown? Or... hello, mysterious Twitch inspector. Welcome from YouTube. If you go back and watch the start, this was a bit of a gamble coming over to here. I used to stream Farm Sim on here a lot. Oh, that's not good. Look at that murky mess. Yeah, we need to block this off. Once we get clean water, we need to block that off. That was not good. Oh well, we live and we learn. Yeah, it was a bit of a gamble coming across here, but there is a sound, logical, tactical reason. And a slightly selfish, logical, tactical reason. Which is that I always forget who it is that publishes this game, but their creator support program is easier to get into streaming on Twitch than doing YouTube. My YouTube audience is not big enough. So, wow, we've got through all of our food, but we are through the first round. So yeah, I think we need to make a slight change and block this off, but that shouldn't be too tricky to sort. We've got housing for everyone now, which is good. We just need to sort farming, and I wonder if, as we got that bonus science, we try and raise the height of the dam here. We do it here. I'm not sure. Because the problem we've got is this lets everything flow out. If so, my concern, mechanistry, that's it. If I don't block it here, then this branch allows the emptying out. But the alternative is we'd have to try and create like a little area. But that means we need floodgates. It's 250. We have actually got the science to unlock them. But getting the resources we need is going to be tricky. Because then what we could do is we could put some floodgates in here and here. And raise this up. And fill this with clean water to like a depth of 2. But ultimately we want to do the same over here. So we really want some double floodgates here. And probably here. And then a 2 high dam here. But that's quite a lot of building. So, but that's realistically what I think we need. So I guess rather than whinging about what we need, we should just try and sort it. We have the science for it. So, what's the way to try and achieve this? We need to wait for that to clear out. So, can I get across here? Yeah, it's going to take a while to get that sorted. And we are out of food. We do have some to harvest, but not a lot. We probably want to limit our population. So you will notice there's some changes to automation. We now have a breeding in progress thing, so we can pause these at a certain percentage if we want. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to do, I think if we limit it to 20. Duplicate. Not duplicate again. Invert. Save and close. And then copy. And yeah, we'll try and keep population to 20, which means we don't really need the extra housing, so we can get rid of that. Guessing we have hungry beavers. We do. So, time for some cheatiness of the small warehouse variety to work our way across there, because there's lots of berries. And actually, we should probably prioritize that, because that's kind of free food. We need food at the moment, so planks are full, so let's pause that until they build the storage. Which means we can get a few more builder beavers going on. We are out of logs. Can you not reach any cuttable logs? You cannot. Okay. You can. That's marked. So I'm going to get rid of one of you, put you there as a priority. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I wanted to get the forest going as quickly as we could. There is a beaver in the forester, which is good. Right, so you need to go. Can they reach that? They can. Good. We have a little bit of food, and there's some coming. So hopefully we will be okay. Let's... They're not super hungry, so we need one more log, please, beavers. And I guess our breeding's going to stop as well because we're out of berries. It's not very good. I said the jokes don't get any better, didn't I? Double speed. Yeah, let's get the logs back from that. We don't need more housing yet if we're limiting the population to 20. I guess we need a small storage for logs. Also as a priority. As another drought comes and we have almost no food. Brilliant. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? I honestly do know how to play this game. Alright, get that ripped out, please, beavers. Come on. Then we're going to pick all of those berries and all of those berries, and that will give us the food that we need, hopefully. Awesome. Let's set you to be something we don't need for a bit. Right, you're done. I'm not going to be able to. I can try and duplicate you. Come on. Awesome. High priority build on you. Get a path. And get that in. And then we need to take you out with high priority. That's going. And then we want to demolish you as well. And they can probably do that at the same time because they're next to each other. And we're going to do the same here. And you're going to be bot parts. That's fine. And that's going. Do we think it's worth a second farmhouse? I guess maybe if I put one here, I could also plant some more crop, couldn't I? I forget how bad the iron teeth farmhouses are. Let's do that. I'm kind of focused on getting to the berries to deal with hunger, growing hunger. Because I think they're going to quite quickly tear through our crop that we have here. So if we can get to the berries, that's going to help a lot. There's also a lot of wood over here. We just have to be mindful of the big hole we're going to make. So, I mean, I should maybe be pushing them to work a longer working day while we're at food. So, I'm not sure it's worth putting it the other side of the river at the moment. I think concentrating it to where they can support each other is probably better. Come on. Come on. That didn't work. Be you. Super high priority, and then we want path that way, copy you, high priority, because we want them doing the things. Copy you, put you there, get rid of you. And we can free up some labour from builders until we need them. That's not really liking that we've only got 140 water, but I'm guessing that's because everyone's hungry. And it'd be good if we can satisfy some of that hunger with berries. So I'm going to turn the automation off on those and pause those ones for now. So these guys can work as a priority. You can go down to being 2. So we have 5 shortages, which will be 2 from there, I guess. Not sure where the other 2 are going to be shortages. Yeah, we're not planting trees. That's probably not the end of the world. I'm going to pause. You're paused. Yeah, that's probably okay. Really just want them to focus on getting berries picked and resolving some of this hunger issue that we've got. And maybe for the next cycle, we plant another farm over here and put some more in just to plant crop and let it grow. To try and get caught up and ahead. That might be sensible. Question mark. We're going to have the problem of the pollution still. I'm probably going to need to keep pumping as well because we don't have that much water stored because everyone's been working hungry. Thankfully, some of them are now not hungry, which is good. You know. they are obviously having to go a long way to get food, which sucks. But hopefully, as we get less hungry beavers, we'll get more efficient beavers. So that would be good. Because we've got a lot of crop coming up. Going to get them to focus on harvesting, not replanting, because it's probably not worth them replanting, to be honest, with the drought coming. Because it's probably not going to get, not going to regrow. So it's probably better to get the food in that they can eat, I think. I think that makes sense. And then, yeah, I guess we're probably not going to have the beavers to staff it, but let's just put in a big old batch of kohlrabis over here. They can actually reach, which is pretty insane. But I'm going to deprioritize his workplace. So I don't want them to start planting them until the next cycle. And we're going to just try and grow a whole bunch of food. You can then come over here, and that gives us access to a bunch of wood. So that makes up for the fact that we're not planting wood. And there's actually water over here as well, which might be really useful. We're ultimately going to want to unplant some of these crops as well, because we're going to want water pumps here. We do have logs, which is good. Yeah, we might need to keep pumping through the drought. I'm not sure. We'll see how long it is. 8 days. Right. Where's my calculator? 15 beavers for 8 days. How much water is that? 15 times 2.2, 33 times 8, 264. Yeah, we do not have enough water, so... let's keep pumping, folks. Because the number of beavers is probably going to be going up as well, so... And I'm hoping this decent crop of berries is going to help us hold out for a bit. Status bar by berry number. I think this is a new edition, I think, for 1.1. And it's basically showing what's happening to your stock. So this is showing that we are full. This bar. The same way that this one is showing that we're empty. And then when you hover over it, you get a graph which is showing your change in status. But I haven't really looked at it in great detail. Right, let's throw in some more of those so they can be picked. Now that they're full, getting science going and we're getting trees planted. So let's put some more of the oak trees in. And if we need to cut trees down, we can get over here now, which is good. Got 200 water, which is good. We're getting closer to the amount of water that we need. Can we actually store? We can't quite store all of the water that we need, so that sucks. We need to be expanding our water storage rapidly. And I guess I wonder if that's going to stay hydrated. We'll have a look at that. But I guess now we can start to think about, and this was one of the reasons that I wanted to get over here, is if we unlock the double floodgate and I put them there and there, gonna need a bigger boat. No, another path. And I think then they can get to both of those. So that'll block that one off as a step one. Yeah, it means the storage is full on berries. Because we don't actually have any storage. We're just using the inbuilt capacity of each of the storage picking flags. And the flags can each hold 20. So it looks like we are going to maybe be able to grow a little bit of crop along this edge. So that was a good idea. Thank you, dude. Or dude deck, because I don't know. Can't never tell from a username. So, you can reach those, but it probably makes sense actually to move that all the way down there, so that it's closer. And then we are going to need to make a bunch more planks as well. We really could do with getting that population back up. But probably not until... I mean, the food numbers have grown a little bit. And I guess if we did sort that out, we could keep a little bit hydrated for growing crops. Not a lot, but a little bit. They've got enough resilience to survive, which is good. I'm going to go up there. Where's the entrance to that? There. So we can instantly get some gears for free. And we can continue picking berries, which is kind of what I want to do. Just because we could really do with the free food. We'll normalize the priority of that workplace now as well, and I think pretty much nothing is growing now. So we've got 6 days, and the food that we've got. Is there any? There's no berries over here. Nope. Okay. There's no food over here. There is food here, but we can't get to it because we've got to get through the metal. So, can we? No. So, I guess it probably also makes sense to start making more planks. And we may as well get rid of you, and let's grab you, put you there, but let's just be careful about the trees that we mark for cutting. So stay away from the unstable core. That's what I was trying to grab. Please and thank you. And we can have a couple more builders going as well. And then I think next drought, or next temperate cycle, we try and deal with some more of this. Because that will help us get a more stable food supply going as well. couple more of these in. It's just a cheap way of not having to, cheaty way of not having to build stories, just bunging them in these. And essentially getting as many of these picked as possible. And we now have 50 gears. These guys are still getting water out, so I'm just going to let them pump, I think. We've got 300 water actually, so we probably don't need to. So let's re-enable the automation. So, yep. Which I didn't do, I pressed the wrong button. So we've got 5 days left, we've got 300 water, we've got a couple of hundred food, so that should be plenty. That needs logs, which they've got. That needs a couple more planks, which they've got. So mostly just logs. Which they should be able to cut down. You've got access to logs, which you're cutting down, so that's good. That tree is eventually going to grow or die, and we can finish linking that path in. We have like 5 or 6 kohlrabi still growing somehow. And so, yeah, the reason this is working is because it's doing the thing that we wanted it to do. But this will be better. This will be better. So that just needs logs, and then that needs logs. And then I'm going to just pause. I'll put them in, and then I'm going to pause them. But essentially, we want to come across there. Pause that. And then just going to pause again because I'm going to put this stuff in and then I'm going to pause it all. We want to unlock the levee. And then the dam. And again, I'm going to pause those. Awesome. So that's what we want to try and get built next cycle. Which means we do need a fair bit of wood. So I think it's time to... We do have a small log storage actually. We could do with more. So we also have a beaver with broken teeth, I believe. No, you're injured. Okay. But we do need to put in a tooth grindstone and 80 science. We don't quite have the science to unlock the medical bed yet, so hold on for that. So you're in. I'm going to set that to be about 0.7 for now. That's nearly in. And we can start stockpiling. Let's put another one of those in, because each one of these is what? 10 planks, so we're going to need 30 planks. I mean, technically we have enough storage space for them, but we can always use more planks. We can always use more planks, folks. We've got 4 days left to go. What's my phone unhappy about? Excuse me a second. So I had a notification, didn't recognize. I've been playing with Brilliant. They're like learning app, because I was kind of curious about it. No affiliation or sponsorship or any of that stuff. It was just curiosity. You don't get anything for doing any of that stuff. I was just curious as to what it was like, because I keep seeing like people doing affiliate stuff for it. So I wondered what it was, if it was interesting or any good as someone who's moderately well educated. And it's not, the stuff that I've been looking at is not the most advanced in the world. I'll say that. It didn't do a very good job of estimating my education level. Let's say that. But it's kind of nice for just like chilled out brain stimulation. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. But it's one of those ones where when they gamify stuff, they want you to use it every day, you know. But we still have 217 food, 200 odd water, and 3 days to go. And this is going to give us there's 300 water in here. So it's worth the risk of the beaver injuries. That's why I'm willing to risk them. Why are you... Oh, I didn't automate you. Okay. Ready to plant. Greater than or equal to 1. Resume. Save. Duplicate. Invert. Save and close. I don't know if medical beds help with broken teeth. I always assumed they didn't. Because they heal injuries, and I don't think broken teeth count as injuries. And we can't unlock the medical badge anyway, so I've never tested that. It's a very good question. Unstable core. Hopefully they're staying away from the unstable core area. Be good beavers. Don't go near the bomb. No, that's not what I want to click on. That. So it's the bottom of the irrigated trees. Yeah, we should be okay. We should be okay. Because I essentially got 30. We've got enough enough planks to make the floodgates. We just need a bunch more logs. Got more beavers on the way. I think it's probably worth us throwing in campfire. Let's do a shrub. And when we get 10 more science, we will unlock the medical bed. All right. That gives us a bunch more water, which is nice. That's dried out now, so we can start the process of building all of this. Path back under here. Some of it they're building from above anyway. I didn't want to risk that. Yeah. Right. We are a couple of beavers short. But I want to stockpile a few planks, I think. So, yeah. I was going to say you should be paused, but some of the trees are growing in, which is kind of cool. So you are going to come in at a 0 height. Not sure about those ones yet. And then we'll do some automation in a little bit. Let's run a triple speed. We have food, we have water. So the beavers are just hungry because they have to go quite a long way to get the food. We could mitigate that by setting that to be berries, but we'd need some haulers. So, I mean, we could put in a hauling post and just have one hauler. I kind of like that strategy, so let's plan for that in the some point term. And let's just build another. Let's make you berries, and then let's make you be kohlrabis when they get grown. That makes more sense. They're all nearly built. Awesome. We have a couple of folks lumberjacking still, which is good. We have some injuries. We are still getting science, so we will get to the medical bed. We only have 1.3 days left of the drought, so we're going to need to do some rejigging of our workforce so that we can get all 6 farmers going. We're going to need 8 beavers free. We'll pull, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should be okay. We should be okay. I know I could delete this to recover some logs as well, but I'm kind of tempted to just leave it there. Right, we can also make medical beds now. Or we can unlock them. I'm going to plan to put in a couple of them. And how many incapacitated? We only have 1, so it's not super urgent, I don't think. We now have a few treated planks. Not that we particularly need them. Alright, you need to be on 0 as well, and you need to be on 0. Right, they're built. So now it's just building this end, which is all logs, so that shouldn't be too bad. We've still got 26 planks, so yeah, let's pause that. Let's go down to 2 builders, and that gives us our 6 farmers that we need. So we just need to be careful and watch for bad water, and it looks like it's going to be good water that reaches first, so that should be okay. I guess it looks like we want to drop those down so that comes through as clean water. And there we go. I have got music playing, Pete. It should be quite quiet, I think. It's just random background music on YouTube. Because I wasn't sure how much I'd be waffling if I was here on my own. I do plan to re-upload these to YouTube, and I'm going to make the videos without the music because I'm recording it separately. So, and I'm probably going to turn it into like a couple of videos because it's going to be reasonably long otherwise, and people won't sit through something so long. So, yeah. Right, well, hopefully that'll give us a decent stock of kohlrabis.